Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to part 3 of the Atlas submarine tutorial. We're going to start right where we left off. So we are on this phase here after looking at that one the last time. And we are going to start down here and take a look at how many blocks forward. It's only 2 blocks forward. This is going to be an easy one to do. This was the tip of the last phase over there, so we start 2 blocks forward, and we go 1 block to the side, then 1 back, then 2 again, then 3, then 2, then 4, and then 5, and then 4 again, then 2, then over 1, over another 1, and we go for a total of 5 here, back in for 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 2 again, then 1, well, then several. Then we need to go from here all the way back down to here is going to be 42 blocks in total for this entire run there. And you want to make the block patterns here for that. And then all the way back here. And also to serve as a reminder, every time you see the blue wool here, this is light blue stained glass. So at the back here, we want to go, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 4, another 4, a 3, third 4, 2, 3, 3, 2 again, another 2, 1, and then a 2. And then, of course, back here is our center line running through the submarine. So that will trace for you the outline of the shape of the hull at this level here. So you want to build this according to this pattern here. Now, let's take a look. We have, of course, the glass down here at the front. And there are actually a couple blocks missing here for this glass. You want to put 2 extra blocks here for the glass to make it a little bit thicker at the front there. We're also putting in some controls down here for the lower observation area. Of course, we are continuing up our walls back here with our ladders to access the bridge deck, which is immediately above this space. Back here we have some small specimen containment chambers that we are constructing here with some lights on the side, just some more sea lanterns and cyan terracotta. Back here we have the uppermost part of the alien containment unit. Of course, this is all light blue stained glass here, and you will be able to see down here into your containment chamber. It'd be a nice aquarium if you just wanted to fill it with some tropical fish. Would look pretty nice down there. And the smaller chambers you could fill with perhaps a individual fish. And we have a few more containment chambers on the sides back there. So let me give you a good top-down view of this front section here, and you want to build everything out according to the patterns that you see here. Remember, just pause the video and replicate the block patterns that you see, because there are far too many blocks in here for me to be able to place them for you in any reasonable amount of time. So over here we have some more detail of the interior of the mobile vehicle bays. Of course, both sides are the same as each other, and both chambers are the same as each other as well, except back here we are building a bit more of the sea moth at this level here. And back here, there's a little bit of the prawn suit, which is extending up here with the main body of the suit and some arms on either side of those. Back here, we have the lower part of our fusion core, which we are constructing here in the middle, as well as the walls and an area up here, which we have, it's going to be a control panel there. And we have our ladders from the deck, which is below this one here. And we do have a few more chambers back here that hold individual blocks of magma, I believe, is what I put in there. It's just for decoration, really. So let me pan from the back all the way to the front. And this gives you a complete view of this phase here, this one block slice of the submarine. So the next phase we'll be going to is, of course, one block higher up. And we need to count underneath here. Looks like we have 2 more blocks forward from there. And we are going out 2 blocks and then over 1. And then another 1 here. Another 1. Then 3. Then 3 more. Then 2. Then 3. Then 3 of glass and 1 of terracotta. Then 4 of cyan terracotta. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And then from here all the way back down to here is going to be 34 blocks in total for that run there, except for a block of yellow concrete. It's all going to be white concrete. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then another 4. A 3. Another 3. Another 3 here. And oh dear. And another 3 back here. 3 again. Then 2. Then 3. Then 2. Then 1. Then what? 2 here and back here for this block is our center line. Out the back there. That's just for reference, though. You don't actually build the center line. So it looks like we have a lava spill. We'll get to that later. Back here at the front, adding in the glass again there. It's a mistake on the reference model, by the way. So here's a view of the top down of the entire glass at the front. As you can see, you're pretty much just making it 2 blocks thick as you go around from the shape of the hull, which we have outlined in the red wool. And at the back here, you are extending up the walls and the ladders and the glass and everything. We have, I think I remarked on the controls already, we have the alien containment units here being built out of the stained glass. You see done there, and our wall pattern over here with the 1 and 2 pattern of white concrete and cyan terracotta in a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1. As you can see, that's a pattern throughout the entire design of the submarine, except on the transverse bulkheads here. Now, over here, you can see there are also some stained glass panes here on either side of the doorways and the ladders. We finished this part here on the last phase, so we're building these over here, which are the same design as those over there. And of course, if you're doing your own interior decorating for the submarine, you can leave these out entirely. They're just for decoration purposes to fill up a couple of the rooms with examples of things you might like to build. Over here, this is a top-down view of this layer of the sea moth. And a view from the side here. And of course, the sea moth is symmetrical on both sides, as is the prawn suit. Over here, we're beginning to connect the arms with the main body of the prawn suit. Over here, here's a view of the side of the doorways of the mobile vehicle bays. They are, of course, all the same. And a view down over here of the supports for the transverse bulkheads going through here. So back here we have some controls I have put in back here for the engineering sections. Of course, we got a bit of glass here. It's supposed to be sort of a computer display here for the glass. You're just going to have to use your imagination on that, though. Here we have the side walls being done according to these same patterns. Over here we have a bit more of the fusion core being built up with its redstone lamps and end rods and everything. Over here we have a big mess that has been made by the magma that has spilled out from these locations here. So let me just get rid of that. And as I've said, you can leave out the magma back here if you choose to do so. And let's take from the stern to the stem a top-down view going all the way back towards the front. All right, that describes that phase. So let's move on to this phase over here. And as usual, as you can see, we will begin to count out the outline of the hull. And I think we are going 2 blocks farther forward down here from this point over there. So we come out 2, and then we go 1, 1, another 1, 2, 3, 3 again, 2, then 4, then 2 of glass and 2 of terracotta, then 4 again, then another 4, and then 5, 5 again, then this looks like 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then from here all the way down here is going to be 31 blocks for that line there. And back here we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what is that? 5. And 3. Then 4. 3 again. 3 again. And a 3. And a 3. 2. 3. 2. 3. 1. 2. And then a final one back here for the center line coming out the back there. And of course, remember the submarine is symmetrical on both sides. That's why I'm only counting out 1/2 of the hull. You just replicate the count of the blocks going in that direction on the other side. So let's start at the front here. Add back in the glass there. And here's a view of the top down of this section here. As you can see, you're mostly just forming the contours of the glass and extending out the back walls with the same pattern again. And the same for this room applies again. You're just extending everything straight up there and straight up in here as well. Now, it is also at this level, because we are now 2 blocks up on the wall, that we are adding in these details in front of the cyan terracotta of the light blue stained glass panes on the sides of the walls there. And over here we have our structural members meeting on the transverse bulkheads here in the middle. And here's a view of the sides over here. Now I believe this actually finishes the doors, by the way. The doors stopped here, and this is just the bulkhead of the hull of the submarine that goes out here at this point. Of course, this is Minecraft. These doors don't open, but you just have to use your imagination on this part here. So here's a view of the sea moth at this level here. Pretty simple to do. And the prawn suit back here as well. And there are also some letters back here that I have added, I believe, at this phase and the next phase. So you can access these from the deck that is going to be above this. So back here, let's give a view of the walls. Here, you're pretty much just extending all the patterns up and adding in the stained glass, as you would suspect. And back here, we have the containment units for the lava and everything, which is no longer spilling out. I believe it must have burned up the wool that was here, and that's why it went out that way. Over here, we can see the next level of the fusion core. We have another layer of observers that's in a circular motion here. And on top of that, we're going to be placing vertical observers. And then another 2 layers of redstone lamps and everything. So let me just break some of this and give you a view of it from the inside here. And every layer of the fusion core is pretty much, except for the core, is going to be the same design as that with the lamps and the observers. So let's go from the back to the front and give you a panning view of this entire phase, and then we will move on to the next one. All right, next phase over here, you know the drill. We are going to first trace out the outline of the hull, and it looks like we are going out 2 more blocks from section here again. So 2 blocks that way, then 2 blocks over, then 1, then 2 blocks back, and then 3 again, 3 for a 3rd time, then a 2, then a 4, and then a 1 of glass, and a 3 of cyan terracotta. Then 4, then 4 again, then 4 again, then that looks like 6, probably 6 again, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and then from here all the way back down to here is going to be 26 blocks in total for that. And then back here it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that looks like a 5 again, then 4, then 3, 3 again, 3, another 3, 3, 3, 3, lots of 3s, 3 again, then 2, 2 again, and then a 4th 2 back here for the center line. So, let me give you a view from back to front. This entire phase here of the outline of the hull that we have just built. And as you can see behind those, there is a bit of, it's not exactly wasted space for where the white concrete is starting to get rather thick on the sides here, because there's only so far we can push the room over because of the shape of the hull underneath. So, back here, we will take a look at I believe all we're actually doing in here is just glass and then the back walls. We do have a little bit of cyan terracotta back there. And I believe we are putting the caps on the specimen containment tubes at this level here. And you're putting in more terracotta, concrete, and glass for all of the walls on the sides there and for the bulkheads as well. Pretty simple to do. Over here we have a little bit more of the sea moth. We have that ladder I was talking about to access your sea moth. We have the obsidian elements meeting here in the middle, and the side walls with some hidden lighting on the sides here for the mobile vehicle base. And back here we have a little bit more of the prawn suit. We're almost done building the prawn suit and the sea moth. Just a couple of more phases. Over here we have the detail of the aft engineering compartment. Back here with its controls and ladders and everything and containment vessels. And as I've said, you can see we have the observers that are going in a circular manner like so, which will light up the lanterns on top of that. So I already did the back to front version of this one, so let's continue immediately to the next phase over here. So we will begin to start at the front. We're going out 2 blocks farther from this point here. As you can see, we are adding in a bit of yellow concrete now and some structural girders up here at the top for the roof. Well, rather the ceiling of this lower section. And I believe in the next phase we will be capping that off. But let's trace out the contour of the hull. So we're beginning at 1 block, and then 1, another 1, and then 2, then 2 again, then 3, then 3, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and then another 4, transitioning to the cyan terracotta, 4 again, 4 again here, 4 again there, and then that looks like 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then looks like we have a change over here. This is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for that one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14 for that one. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 for that one. Or was it 16? It was 15. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 5 here. Then 4. Then 3. Then 4 again. 3 again. Then 3. 3. 3. Lots more 3s. 3 here. 3 here. Then 2. Then 3. Then 2. Then 2 again. 2 again. And 1 block back here on the center line. And I think that it's also at this point we are beginning to build a bit of the rudder and propulsion assembly here at the back. Because as you can see, the submarine slopes quite a bit here at the back now to connect all that together. So from this point here all the way to this point here, which is going to be a 3 by 5 thing of cyan terracotta. And this is going to be 28 blocks. From here to here is 28 blocks. And that includes this bit of cyan terracotta and that bit back there. So the total, the air gap here should be 26 blocks. So let me give you a view from the back and sweeping towards the front, and then we will cover the interior elements. All right, so let's zoom down here on this observation room. You can see we have a bit of glass being put in here along with some panes and some transverse obsidian supports, as you see done here. And I think you can trace out the numbers of those based off of the very high contrast yellow concrete. And behind those, let's give a view down here of the interface of the ladder and the doorway on either side there. Going inside, we have a bit of the yellow concrete here, and we're going to, very shortly, I believe the next phase, we're going to add structural cross members of cyan terracotta being put in there for that. And of course, this is the same pattern that we have followed for the other rooms, as you can see here. And in the middle, you're just pretty much putting in white concrete and cyan terracotta for the transverse bulkheads. And we're also putting in pretty much a ring of obsidian around the entire rectangle of the mobile vehicle bays, as you see done here. Both are, of course, the same. Here is the interface. It's sort of the docking tube for the top of the Seamoth. You see done there, and also for the top of the prawn suit. Your ladder to get down into your prawn suit. Not that you can go anywhere in the suit, but I just wanted to add it for fun. So up here we can see the repeating pattern for the redstone lamps and everything. They're all currently out of sync because of the observers down here are not quite, they're aligned correctly, but they're not pulsing correctly, so just ignore that. Down here we can see that we have some of the cross beams of cyan terracotta are coming through at this level down here and back here as well. I think you can best see this from the top. You're extending those in a 1-2 type manner along there. I believe that covers everything there is at that level. So now let's go on to this phase over here, and we will of course start again with tracing out the outline of the hull. Now it's at this level here, we have the division between the lower portion here and the upper portion. I believe in one more block up from this over there, we will begin building the floor of the bridge deck of the submarine, which is going to be here. So we have a break and the glass, and we are putting in cyan terracotta. Of course, it's 2 blocks farther forward there from the sea lantern here, and it is coming out the 2 blocks there. We can then go over 2 and 1, back 2 and over 1, back 3, 3 again, 3 again here, then 4, then 3, then 4, then 4 again, then 3, then 4, and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from here, got kind of a long run. All the way back here is going to be 38 blocks in total for that run of white concrete with just 1 block of yellow. And back here, we are curving inwards again with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 5, then 4, 4 again, 3, and another 3, then 3, 3 here, 3, lots of 3s, 3 again, 3 again, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, and a 1 back here. And you already know the distance to get back here, so I'm not going to do that one again. But on the other sides of this, you are putting in, it looks like on either side, you're putting in another 3 by 5 of cyan terracotta back here for the rudder and propulsion assembly. Back there. So let me give you a top-down view from the back to the front, so we can see all of the details here. All right, so let's lower it down here. I believe we actually need to go inside this room, take a look at it from the bottom. So as you can see here, well, maybe you can't see. There we go. So as you can now see here, we have a pretty much a ceiling of solid cyan terracotta that you want to use for that. And above here, we have some placements for sea lanterns, because these are the lower floor lightings for the bridge deck that we are putting in here. And you'll probably be able to see where to place these easier. I'll give you a little preview over here of that. And then let's land and go in this room here. We can see that in between we are putting in some sea lanterns in the top here to light up the room. And you were doing that out according to this pattern here. And the next room, you're doing the same thing, just a little bit larger. And here we are building in the uppermost compartment level of the mobile vehicle base, which we have been building pretty much from the start of the project. So let's land and go in here and take a look at this from the below on the interior. It's just a solid thing of cyan terracotta here, right on top of the obsidian, and just a rectangle of yellow concrete done here with a bit more detail here for the sea moth and the prawn suit. They're sort of attached by little docking tubes there that will help you access those. And then as you can see, you're pretty much filling in everything else with cyan terracotta. And back here you can see the positions for the lighting of the lower engineering bay, but let's go in here and take a look at it from below. There are also some cutouts here because this deck is connected to the one above it. I think we might have some glass in the floor of that in the next phase. So back here is this there. And it looks like we have one of the lights is functioning, so you can see the pattern that it's doing. Just make sure your your redstone lanterns are lighting up in that pattern as they go around. And all sections of that should be doing the same thing. So, with the top-down view of that done, we can now move on to laying out the next major series of decks that we will be building in the Atlas submarine. So let us begin by tracing out the curve of the hull. And it looks like we have a change here. We're just going one block straight up on top of the last one we did over there. And we're coming over 3 blocks in total. Well, 2 blocks from the center line, and then 1, then 2, then 1, 3, 3 here, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4 again, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have a bit of a curve here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 26 blocks there, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 4, 4 again, 3, 3 here, 3, 3, 3, 3, lots of 3s again, 4 here, 3, 3, 3, 3 here, a last 3, and then a 2, and a 2, and a 1. And that is the curve of the hull. Back here, you are extending up and over 2 additional blocks of cyan terracotta to make that thing there. And let me give you a top-down view of the entire section on the way back to the front. All right, now here we are building out the lower portions of the bridge. This is going to be the floor of your bridge. And up here is the main console where you can stand, and there are going to be some smaller consoles over here. Of course, we have our beacons that we are using. Of course, if you don't want to use these just for decoration, all you have to do is you can substitute these for maybe some more sea lanterns if you so please. This is just meant to represent the holographic generators for this central section here. By the way, sort of like an integrated scanner into the submarine. But here, I think you can fairly clearly see the patterns of obsidian and cyan terracotta and glass and everything here. So those don't require counting out. And here is also the patterns for the cyan terracotta and the obsidian that you are laying in for both the hallway and some side rooms. And back here we have the top of the mobile vehicle bay area. As you can see here, we have some glass sitting on top of these, so you will be able to see your sea moth and your prawn suit, and pretty much just see down into the area that you've been constructing. Of course, you have ladders at this level here to access both the sea moth and the prawn suit. And then here's the view back here of the patterns for the engineering deck. As you can see, we have a bit of glass and obsidian in a ring around the fusion core. And here's the very back section here. And it's at this level that we are beginning to make a larger version of the circular light feature that we have going on with the redstone lamps and everything. So you want to make your observers according to this pattern here, and then we're going to be putting observers right on top of those and more lights and everything in the next phases. And this will represent the sort of the main core of the fusion generator, where all the electricity is actually generated. So I believe we have time for another phase or two. So let us go over here and start with the front and trace out the hull again. We're coming out one block here forward. And then we're going over 2, then 1, then 2, 2 again, then 1, then 4, then 3, 3 again, then 2, then 3, then 3 again, then 4, and 3, 4, and 5, then what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then from here, all the way back down to here is going to be 42 blocks in length there. Then back here is going to be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3, 3 here. 4, 3, 3 again. A third 3, 3 yet again. Another 3, 4, 4. And 3, 3 again. 2, 3, 2. And then one last 2 back here for the stern. And back here we have a bit of detail for the propulsion assembly. We also have some detail back here. I think we're going to wait until this next phase to talk about those things. They will be a bit easier to see, so ignore that for the moment. So I think let's start at the back, go towards the forward section and give you a top-down view of the entire submarine at this level here. All right, so let's take a look in here at the bridge. As you can see, you're building in glass again. We have a little bit of a cyan terracotta here at the back, and our ladders are continuing upwards as well. And we have the lower platforms for the control consoles. They're going to be put in there. And the upper control console for the holographic scanner assembly there in the middle. Back here, I think you can see the repeating patterns for the walls that we are doing again. You've done all this a couple of times, so I don't think I need to remark on it directly. I just need to show it to you. And that room there, and this room here, and of course the hallway. And we have sort of smaller rooms over here on these sides. And it's also back here, we're adding in some, I believe there are going to be some windows in these cutouts back here where the sea lanterns are not present. And I think back here, this should really be, well, I'll leave that up to you. I guess it has to stay white concrete. But to match the floor, it should probably be cyan terracotta. But because the hull cuts in sharply there, I couldn't do that. So here's a top-down and sort of a side glancing view of the room here. There's a small room on the engineering level at the main level here. As you see done there, there are of course your main engineering control consoles are around here, 2 on either side. And we're building up the main engineering reaction chamber here. See the lights going around like so. We have some more control consoles and a bit of filled-in space here. And then back here we have the foundations for the power transfer conduit, but also for the propulsion assembly itself, which turns the propellers. And you're building that, of course, according to this pattern here. It's just simple repeating patterns, really. Not too complicated at all. So I believe we are probably at about the widest point of the submarine itself. As you can see, sort of in a teardrop shape to make it glide through the water. But I'm afraid that's all we have today for part 3 Next time, we will, of course, continue with all the phases and everything. But in the meantime, I think you have quite enough to build. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.